The only reason why I didn't use the DVD was because it was dirty. There was like cum stains on it. And even the moving on.
So Tolanibaj just admitted to Wathoni that Kiddwaya and Erica had a lot of sex in the HOH lounge. I said it!
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Guys, they were just in the room this morning and they were having a conversation because Wathoni noticed that Nengi's duvet was not on her bed, Ozo's duvet was not on his bed, you know, and she was complaining to Tolanibaj that why would they carry their duvet? That if, for instance, Trikiti was to choose her or Lekon was to choose her, you know, as his deputy or as their deputy, that she would not carry a duvet, that they were going to share one duvet, you know. And then she was asking Tolanibaj that didn't you use the duvet with Kiddwaya when you were there? And Tolanibaj was like, I only spent one night in the HOH lounge and I didn't use the duvet, I carried my own duvet, you know. And Watani was like, did you carry your own duvet? You know, why didn't you use the same duvet? And she said, well, that she couldn't use the duvet because it was dirty, that there was too much cum on the duvet. I mean, nobody, absolutely nobody is saying that Erica and Kiddwaya should not do what they want to do. But then for Erica, clean up the evidence. Clean it up. Clean up the room. Wash the duvet. Switch it. Don't leave any trace of whatever business you've done. But no, she didn't. For those of you that were expecting shit to go down last night in the HOH lounge between Ozo and Nengi, guess what? Nothing. Absolutely nothing happened. Shall we get into the stories now? Hey guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bbnaija and this is Frankly Speaking with Glory, where I spill all the teas to the tea to you guys. Now before I continue with this video, please pause this video and subscribe if you are yet to subscribe to my channel. And if you always want to receive a lot of my videos, please turn on post notifications. I put out a poll on my community tab asking you guys how you receive a lot of my videos, and a lot of you put out how you receive it. So guys, the essence of doing that is to ensure that everybody is served the tea. So if you want to be served the tea adequately, you absolutely definitely need to turn on post notification. And also guys, there's this amazing gist I'm bringing to you guys in my next video. I'm dropping that video 3 p.m. precisely. So if you want to watch that video, if you want to listen to what I have to say in that video, you definitely need to tune into my channel 3 p.m. prompt, because that video will be dropping live by 3 p.m. There's a lot of sense I want to spill in that video and a lot of revelations that I want to spill. That said guys, in this video I will be talking about how the house went yesterday, being the first night of Ozo and Nengi's reign as head of house and deputy. And also guys, the housemates had their diary session yesterday. It was quite revealing, that's the word, because people like Wathoni and Erica, they revealed so much guys. I was waiting for the perfect timing to share all of that with you guys, and I'm going to be doing absolutely that on this video. So please watch to the end of this video because guys, it will shock you. So yesterday in the lockdown house was a fun day. I mean, yesterday evening, after the head of house challenge, it was really fun. I announced to you guys in my last night's video that Ozo won the head of house challenge, and he chose Nengi as his deputy. But before doing so, he had a conversation with Dorothy, because he did not want Dorothy to be sad. Now apparently Dorothy has, left off her relationship or her friendship with Ozo, but Ozo still has a soft spot for Dorothy, and seeing her lying in bed looking gloomy was not something he wanted to go back to bed with on his conscience. So he had to go and have a conversation with her, and she let him know that, listen, I'm not upset that you are going to choose who you want to choose, I'm just upset basically because I did not win. I mean, I crave to win this thing just as other people are winning it, and I love the fact that Dorothy brought a lot of good vibes after Ozo announced his preference, and she went and hugged and kissed Nengi on the cheeks. I mean, it was so sweet. That goes to show you that Dorothy has gone past whatever was in between herself and Nengi. And also guys, Ozo did something very interesting, and guys, I must commend him and Nengi, because I feel like this is the reason why the housemates really love his leadership. When Ozo went into the diary room, Biggie asked him a lot of questions, and he said that for him, the wager, even though it is personalized, that he's going to ensure that they win it. Now, talking about the wager, let me read out the instructions for the wager, because Biggie gave the housemates their wager yesterday afternoon, between morning and afternoon. Now, for the wager, the housemates will be celebrating their personal heroes. Now, they had to make a hearty tribute to one hero in their lives. Now, the hero must be from their immediate relatives, friends, or anyone that they adore in their lives. Now, what they are going to be doing is they will be painting. They will make an art, and the art must reek of love for and or true appreciation of their hero, and it's going to be basically a painting. So guys, what Biggie is going to do is he is going to be testing the artistic skills of these lockdown housemates. You know, he has tested them in acting, in dancing, in music composition and delivery. Now he's about to test them in the art of painting and drawing. And guys, most of those housemates, they are scared silly, because according to them, they do not have this talent, but they are willing to, they were not willing to work together initially, but as a result of the fact that Ozo is now head of house, Ozo had a conversation with the housemates yesterday that listen, that the best way for them to win this head of house challenge is to work together as a team, because at the end of the day, it's a group presentation, even though each housemate is expected to make their own painting, you know. So he had a very, very sensible and reasonable conversation with all of them. And although during the diary session, Lucy was saying that she was pretty much excited that it's a personalized task, and I almost exploded. I'm like, Lucy, when will you come to the realization that wager is for the entire house, not just for one person? I don't understand. I feel like Lucy has a problem with teamwork. And guys, the fact is, in a lot of companies these days, if you do not have that spirit of teamwork, they're gonna kick you out. So I feel like Lucy has an issue with working together in a team. She works better alone, and sometimes it could be a strength, but another time it could be a major weakness. And I feel like that weakness is seriously playing against her with the rest of the housemates, you know. But that's by the way. So also had a conversation with the housemates, and I think Prince has an idea of how to paint and how to draw. So what he is saying that, okay, for those people that has an idea of how to do this task, they should at least assist every other person, bearing in mind that at the end of the day, it's going to be, you know, a collective scoring from Big Brother, and that is what they've decided to do. So last night they were sharing ideas, they were telling each other what to do, you know, how to go about it, sharing ideas basically. But guys, the most adorable thing happened last night. Now, when Nengi was chosen as deputy head of house, it occurred to me that, okay, she would have to choose a guest. Now, who would she pick? And guess what, guys? Nengi chose V. I mentioned that in yesterday's video, but I was quite surprised that Nengi chose V. And I was asking myself that, what is the motive behind Nengi choosing V? Okay, Erica and Tolanibaj, they've been banned from the HOH lounge, so they cannot be guests in the house. Wathoni, Nengi still has mixed feelings about Wathoni after she had that thing, you know, that triangle between herself, Wathoni, and Prince. Who else is in the house? Lucy. Nengi is definitely not even picking Lucy at all. So I was wondering, like, okay, who is she going to choose? And then it occurred to me that, okay, there's one person left, and that is V. So Nengi and V do not necessarily have a very, very strong bond or even a relationship in the house. They just have a passing kind of relationship, hello, hi, good morning, what's up, like that, you know. So I realized yesterday night that Nengi's decision to choose V was very, very strategic. Now, number one, she recognizes that V is the girlfriend or the lover to her supposed man's best friend, that is New, and she knew already that, why am I sounding like Tricky T? What the hell is already? So she already knew, this sounds better, not the already. So she already knew that Ozo was going to choose New. So what better, you know, what's the best decision if not to choose V? And so guys, she chose V, and both of them, they spent a long time in the HOH lounge, catching up with each other, bonding. They were getting to know each other, getting to understand each other's temperament, you know. They were talking about boy problems, you know. V was sharing a relationship with Neo, and Nengi was giving V truckloads of validation that this guy really loves you. And V was confessing that she is madly in love with Neil, that she never realized that she could find love in the weirdest of places with the weirdest human ever, you know. But in the course of all their conversation, Nengi never for once talked about her feelings for Ozo. She never for once admitted if she had any feelings whatsoever for Ozo. And now this brings me, okay, before I go to their diary session, yeah, Neil was there. Guys, Neil was acting so funny. Neil was acting as if he was in America or in London or in Paris, because remember, this is the first time that Neil is getting into the HOH lounge, and guys, he was so impressed. Neil was acting like he doesn't ever want to leave the HOH lounge anymore. He was just going around touching everything like, oh my god, oh boy, yeah, una de flex. So he even went as far as saying that if he sees an apartment like this in Lagos, that he's going to rent it, he's going to stay there for 5 years before he decides to move out, that the place is so chill. You know, he was really admiring all the place, everything in the apartment. And you know, Nengi was playing good host, playing the good wife, served him drinks, and he collected drinks from the fridge and he was drinking like he was just chilling. Guys, it was one of the most beautiful things to watch. And I must say, yesterday I completely believed that, you see, Neil, V, Ozo and Nengi, they have the most mature, the most adult relationship in the house. Whether they are faking it or whether they are for real, whatever it is, they have the most mature relationship. And it was just so much fun watching the four of them, you know, having great conversations. Ozo was playing the football table game with Neil, and Nengi was cheering them on. But I love what V did, you know, before going into the HOH lounge to socialize with the rest of these people. She had a very, very hearty conversation with Lekon. They played games together, and I'm like, okay, that's cool of you, V, you know, looking out for your friend, and also going into the HOH lounge to fulfill all manner of obligations of being a guest to the HOH lounge. So guys, it was really, really cool. And at the end of the night, people were expecting that Ozo and Nengi were gonna get down. I was also expecting, but guess what? Both of them, they gave each other space. The space was massive. But all hope is not lost, because I know that Ozo has been dying to cuddle Nengi for the longest of times since they came back together. So I'm very, very sure that before Saturday, or probably on Saturday, something will go down. Don't worry, if it happens, you trust me, I'll come and give you the main gist. But now guys, let's get into the diary sessions of these housemates, because for me, this is actually the most serious conversation that we should be having on this video right now. Now guys, during this diary session, Wathoni was the first person that Biggie called into the diary room, and they asked her other questions. How are you? How do you feel? She's really, really elated that she was not evicted. And then Biggie asked her a question, that do you think housemates have found love this season? And she said yes, that the first person she feels has found love is V and Neil. Like guys, basically literally almost all the housemates agreed that V and Neil are in love. That is what they see. I see otherwise. I see two people who are playing a script, but they might possibly be real. The only way I'm going to believe that they are real is when they come out of the house, according to Tricky T. And Tricky T gave a perfect definition of what love is. Okay, not really perfect per se, but in the context of being in the lockdown mansion, how can love be defined? Chukwu defined that. I'm going to come to that. So according to Wathoni, she feels like V and Neil, they are in love. They are the only housemates she believes has found love with each other. And then for Ozo and Nengi, she feels like Ozo is the only one that is in love with Nengi. But for Nengi, she feels like Nengi is not in love with Ozo at all. She feels like Nengi would rather be with Prince, because she sees the way Ozo and Nengi looks at Prince, you know. And then she also said that for herself and Brighto, that Brighto makes her happy. She loves how he looks at her, you know, that she finds him very funny, that there are some things he says that even though it doesn't sound funny, but to her it's very, very funny. And she says she really, really likes Brighto and wants to believe that the feeling is mutual. So guys, yesterday I was thinking that probably Brighto has feelings for Dorothy or something like that, but I've started seeing hints that Brighto might be having a soft spot for Wathoni. Yeah, I'm starting to see hints of that, and I see that Brighto laughs a lot more now. He smiles a lot more now, and he looks forward to having Wathoni by his side in his bed a lot more now. So there might be something genuinely brewing between those two people, although Brighto might come up as someone who does not really necessarily show off his feelings. But let's just watch that space and see how it goes. And then Wathoni said that for Dorothy, she feels like Dorothy had a connection with Ozo and still has one with Brighto, that she hopes that this is not another triangle. And then Biggie asked her that on the matter of triangle, what does she mean, that she should expatiate on that. And she said that she feels or believes that Brighto doesn't really have a connection with Dorothy. That's what Wathoni believes. She also said that Dora says that she basically just wants to flirt with Brighto, you know, and she said that she was actually pissed that Dorothy slept in the same bed with Brighto. That means I think on Saturday night because it was cold. And I'm like, okay, fine, let's clear the air on that one. Dorothy did not sleep in Brighto's bed. She was there for a bit, but later on she went back to her own bed. So ever since, guys, I don't know if you guys have noticed, the whole of Saturday and yesterday, Monday, Dorothy has been in her lane. She does not even flirt with Brighto at all, because now I feel like she has gotten the memo that Brighto is with Wathoni, and I know that Dorothy is not that person that wants to even get herself involved in all of that, because she has said that it would distract her from my game. Wathoni also said that V and Tolanibaj actually advised her to mark a territory with Brighto to avoid any other triangle. You don't mean it. Like, guys, on a frank note, when I look at Wathoni inside the house, I see a woman who is very, very lonely, who is desperately in need of love and attention. And at this point in time, I feel like Wathoni would go to any mile, any extent to ensure that Brighto belongs to her and not to Dorothy or any other girl that indicates interest in that house. Because, guys, let's be realistic here. Prior to Wathoni being together with Brighto, my girl has been like bitter leaf. She has been bitter. She has been petty. She has been extremely vindictive. But ever since she started sleeping beside Brighto, you know, having things to do with Brighto, Wathoni has changed. I mean, there's a massive turnaround, a very, very shocking one at that. Wathoni is so sweet. I'm seeing another playful side to Wathoni that I never knew existed. Wathoni is she's so like, I see her beautiful every day. I've always known that Wathoni is beautiful, but because of all that bitterness, you know, that she was carrying, all that hate that she's been harboring in her heart, she looks ugly to me. And guys, that's just the fact about life. When somebody has so much hatred in them for people, when somebody has so much unnecessary anger in them, you begin to see them looking very ugly, even though they are beautiful. But these days, for the past 2 days, Wathoni looks extremely beautiful to me, and I'm like, wow, love is a good thing, no? So she was basically telling Biggie that she likes Brighto a whole lot. She refused to use the word love. Now, another person's diary session that I found really, really interesting was Erica. Hey guys, this one, it shocked me, and I was just looking at girl like this, like, girl, are you for reals? And then Biggie asked Erica who she nominated and why, and then she said she wanted V out of the house because she felt like V would want the same thing. And then she said that she's actually indifferent to the voting result, because Biggie asked her if she was happy with the voting results, and she said she was actually indifferent, you know, with the voting results. And then Biggie asked her a couple of other questions, but the question that actually caught my attention was, do you think that some of your fellow housemates have found love? And then she also mentioned V and you, and then she said that she hasn't found love, but she likes Kiddwaya very much. They are happy together, but she's not looking for love at this point in time. I had to pause. Am I missing something here? Can somebody please explain that to me? Because right now, if I say what I want to say, if I say what I want to say, my phone is going to explode right in my face. So can somebody please explain that to me? What do you think about what Erica said? Because I don't want to even say shit, because if I open my mouth right now, I don't get it. So you're giving the guy free booty, you're giving him free body, you're giving him free everything, and okay, please go ahead and explain that, because I don't want to even deal. I can't deal. I mean, aside that, guys, we see what's going on. So is Erica trying to say that all those, you know, baby, all those things that she and Kiddwaya does, okay, is she trying to tell us that she's actually playing a script as an actress that she is? Now I understand. I get it now. And then Erica also said that for her, she feels like Ozo loves Nengi, but she does not think that Nengi loves Ozo at all. Like, okay, so says one person. Another person's diary session that I was just looking at this person, like I felt like carrying my diary and stoning the person inside that diary room, was Tolanibaj. Now Biggie asked her the same question, that who did she vote for and why? And then her explanation for nominating V goes thus. She said that she voted V because she knew that V wasn't going anywhere, that she was basically being strategic. According to her, she had people who she vibed with, who she rocked with, and there was a dilemma for her to choose who she could choose. You know, she said that Tricky T is a very, very good friend of hers. You know, Wathoni, they've gotten very close, and she just felt like she should make that sacrifice by putting V. And I'm like, this is the most flimsy and the most selfish reason I have ever heard in my life. If you claim that you are very, very good friends with V, and during on her birthday you gave her a very, very heartwarming birthday speech, why should you use her to do ebwelebo? Why did you use her to do sacrificial lamb? I don't understand. What if you used Wathoni or somebody else? I don't understand. Like, why? I don't get it. Like, guys, honestly, there's no reasoning behind that, trust me. And I feel like Tolanibaj's excuse was just lame. I feel like that's the lamest excuse ever. And guys, listen, I said this in my video yesterday, that look, this is a game at the end of the day. I have no problem whatever people nominating people, because at the end of the day, it's 5 million naira is only for one person, so I do not expect a couple even to win the money, you know. But what really gets me and really makes me see these housemates in another light is when you are trying to play a strategy and you think the audience that are watching, think we the viewers that are watching, you think we are stupid. You're trying to play on our intelligence. What makes these people think that we don't know the reason why they are voting out these housemates, even though they come into the diary room to come and yarn trash, you know? I mean, it just gets me off. I beg, let me not even talk about it, because yeah. Now, we did not see Kiddwaya's diary session. I was really upset with Big Brother and Kayode. I was really upset because I really wanted to know what Kiddwaya would say, you know, because I had the feeling that Biggie was going to ask him the same question. You know, he asked Erica if he believed the housemates have found love, because I want to know what Kiddwaya would say, because people are really arguing that, oh, Kiddwaya is in love with Erica, blah blah blah. For me, I just somebody that is actually infatuated according to Prince's definition. So we did not see his diary session. Then Tricky T, as I said, was the one that actually gave the perfect definition to what Biggie is calling love. And then Tricky T said that he does not think any of the housemates has found love, because love has to be tested. According to Tricky T, these housemates, it can only vouch for their love or their romance when they go outside the house and face the real world. That currently everybody is enjoying all the perks and free gifts that comes with being in Biggie's house. You are saying free food, free light, free water. You're not paying any bills whatsoever. You're just laid back. You're in a confined space with this person. You see each other every damn day. Now, people will call it love, you know. But when you go outside into the real world and you meet the real hustle of life, you meet tests, trials, temptations, will that love stand? You know, so according to Tricky T, that is the only way he's going to believe if these housemates are really genuinely in love with each other. Guys, when he said that, I'm like, yes, God bless this guy. And then one funny thing that Tricky T did as well was when he was begging Biggie to forgive them and also bring back the hot water. He's like, I just watched this video, it totally cracked me up.
The water situation is crazy. We're bathing like refugees.
And then another and the last diary session that I found really intriguing was Lacon's diary session. He answered all the questions that Biggie asked him basically, but then he did something. He used that opportunity to clarify what happened on Sunday during the live eviction show when Ebuka was questioning V about the conversation he had, you know, with her.
I'm bearing in mind how I feel about Erica. It's every decision I take concerning her would always be biased based on the fact that I like her and I care about her, and those would obviously always cloud my decisions towards her. So I feel like that's where V comes in. V is the logical factor in that thing.
So when he said that, guys, I was really happy. But then, guys, my hope can only be that Laycon moves on from Erica, because the truth is he's only going to be doing himself more harm than good. But let's see how it goes, guys. As I said, I will be dropping a video today by 3 p.m. prompt. So I have a lot to talk about in that video, and you really don't want to miss out on it. I'll see you guys much later. Have an amazing day. Bye.